Anytime I speak to someone who isn't involved in trading, they always say the same thing to me. Trading looks so complicated and difficult. How do you know when to buy and sell? How do you know where the market's going to go? And they immediately assume that I actually know where the market's going to go because I've been trading full time for the past 5 years. They think trading is just sitting at the charts all day, doing mathematical calculations and some wizardry on the charts to predict the future, as if trading requires you to be a genius. Now, back in the day, I would have tried to explain how I figure out price direction through macroeconomics, interest rates, indicators, market structure, candlestick patterns, which did make me feel somewhat like a genius. But in reality, it was just a load of complex concepts doing exactly that, making trading a lot more complicated than it actually is. And I genuinely believed that knowing price direction was the only way to trade. So I spent years doing exactly that. And the results were inconsistent because I was trying to predict something that nobody can predict. And no amount of indicators or confluences or analysis will ever change that. Until I eventually stripped everything back and started asking myself what trading actually is. Not what the industry says it is, but what it actually is. Now, if you already watched a few of my videos, you know I speak a lot about trading online being no different to trading offline. But if you haven't watched those videos yet, I need to make it very clear here because it's important. Trading online is no different to trading offline. And offline traders don't predict. They never have. They just buy at a price where the probability of making a profit is worth the risk. That is trading. That realization just there changed everything about how I find trades, how much time I spend at the charts, and the reasons behind all of my trades. And here's a secret. After trading full time for 5 years, I still don't know where the market is going to go. Nobody does. And I don't need to know. And when I tell people that, they look at me funny and assume I'm a bad trader. And that is where I think a lot of people have the misconception of what trading actually is. The biggest misunderstanding of trading is that the only way to make money is by making predictions of where the market is going next. And it's not. Now that probably sounds very unusual because if we can't predict the market, how do we make money? And the answer to that question changes your entire perspective of trading forever. Trading is purely buying and selling to make a profit. Think about any trading business in real life. A watch dealer or trader buys a watch below the current market price and resells it higher to make a profit. A supermarket buys bottles of ketchup at cost price and sells them higher. A currency bureau buys and sells foreign currency and makes a profit. Now let me ask you, does the watch trader need to predict where the watch market is going before he buys a watch? No. Does the supermarket need to predict whether ketchup prices are bullish or bearish? Of course not. They just need to identify a price that is significantly below where they can sell it to make a profit. That is the entire trading decision without predicting anything. These traders offline or in real life don't need 10 reasons to make a trading decision. The watch dealer doesn't need a Bollinger Band. They don't need to know whether RSI is oversold or overbought. They don't wait for a candlestick pattern to form to tell them it's the right time to buy or sell. They just use two pieces of information, the current market price and the price they can buy at. Now, if the difference between those two numbers is significant enough for a high probability to make a profit, the decision is made. And it's as simple as that. The more reasons you search for, the more confusion you create, because every additional thing you look at adds another question rather than another answer. The watch dealer who starts reading economic reports about watches before buying a watch isn't being more thorough. They would just be overcomplicating the process of buying and selling a watch to make a profit. Online trading works the same way. Adding indicators, waiting for confirmations, looking for more signals. None of that makes a trading decision clearer. It just adds more noise to what was already a straightforward question. So just apply the same logical thinking process to make trading decisions as traders offline do to trading online. Over the years, I figure what we focus on trying to do makes trading a lot more complicated than it should be. Because the focus you probably have at the moment, just like I did before, to take any trade is based on when to buy or sell. Instead, what real traders do is focus on where to buy or sell. If the focus is on when, we are then forced to make predictions and wait to react to the markets for the perfect moment. Which means every trade you want to take, you have to be watching the charts. And you won't want to leave just in case you miss out on that perfect moment to take a trade. And it also means every trade decision is based on just a prediction which holds no real probability to it. But if you shift your focus to where to buy or sell, your entire trading experience completely changes. The chart is just a price record of an instrument over time. It shows us what happened at every price level in the past, and what we're looking for is simple. A price level where there is real evidence of interest in the past, shown by whether it went up or down from there, and whether the current price would need to make a significant move to get to that price level. That's real probability, just like it is for traders offline or in real life. Not a prediction of where the price is going next, evidence of where price has reacted before, so there's a probability of doing the same the next time the market reaches there, and whether the move into that price level is big enough to be worth the risk. Now this is the current market price of an AP 15510 OR. A watch trader knows that if they were looking to buy this watch to resell it, i.e. make a trade, they need to buy it significantly below the current market price in order to have a probability of making a profit. So if that specific watch is offered to them significantly below the market price, they would already have made that trading decision to buy straight away. And all they need to do is just wait for when someone does offer them the watch at that price. Now here's someone offering the same watch at a significantly lower price than the market price in a watch trade group. So the question is this trade opportunity worth taking based on the probability of making a profit at this buy price based on you knowing the current market price you could potentially sell for? Let me ask you, would you take this trade? Yes. And it's a very easy decision to make because you can see the difference between what you're paying and what you can potentially sell it for. That difference is the probability, not a prediction of where watch prices are going, just evidence that the price difference is significant enough to be worth the risk. The decision is already made and doesn't require waiting for anything, except waiting for that opportunity to be offered that watch at that price. So the decision should be focused on if the market reaches a certain price level, that's where we will buy or sell, which allows us to make a trading decision and plan our trades in advance, set our orders, and then just wait for if and when the market reaches that price level. The charts have the current market price. We have evidence on the chart showing us exactly where there has been interest at specific price levels, where price went up or down from there before. And you can measure from the current price to these areas to determine whether it would be a significant change in price or not to be worth the risk. And that is how the probability gets created, just by two things. And in this video I shared on my channel, I break it all down on the charts. Now when I've prepared a trade in advance, identified the price level, set the order, set the alert, I'm not predicting whether the price is going to go up or down from the current price. I'm planning where to buy and sell, so I'm preparing for whichever direction the market does go. Now I work with clients directly on a one-to-one basis, and one of the first few things they notice, usually within the first few weeks, is how different it feels to go into a week with every trade already prepared, orders placed, alerts set, where there is nothing to react to, no need to try to predict anything, because each trading decision was already made when we planned the trade together, when there was no pressure and no price moving in front of them. And it changes everything about how the week feels, how much time you actually spend on the charts, and how consistently the process gets followed. The watch trader doesn't sit there hoping the watch market goes up after he buys a watch. He's already decided the difference between what he paid and what he can sell it for is enough. The trade is already worth the risk at the price he bought for. Our trades work identically online. We've already decided the trade is worth taking at that price level. Whether the price goes straight there, gets there fast because of a news event, or takes 2 weeks to arrive, the decision was already made. And this is where a repeatable process becomes everything. Because trying to make predictions, being present and waiting for the perfect moment every time is difficult to be consistent with. Now, even with a clear methodology or strategy based on evidence rather than prediction, You will still have losing trades. I still have losing weeks. That's not a sign something has gone wrong. That's probability working exactly as it should. The watch trader that's been a successful business for years doesn't have a perfect win rate. Some watches have taken losses along the way, but it doesn't mean they did anything wrong. The supermarket throws away stock that doesn't sell and takes losses. The currency bureau has quiet days, but they don't shut down and start a completely different business every time when one trade doesn't go to plan. They keep running the same process that has consistently made them profitable over time because they understand that the profit doesn't come from any singular transaction. It comes from a large number of transactions where the process is applied consistently and then over time the numbers work in their favor. That's what a trading business looks like, whether it's offline or online. Some trades win, some trades lose. That's built into the process. But as long as over a large number of trades, the process produces more profits than it costs, you have a profitable, sustainable business. Now, the mistake most traders make is treating every losing trade as evidence that something is broken. So they change something. They skip the next setup because the last one lost, or they change strategy entirely. And the moment they do that, they're no longer trading the process. They're reacting to individual results. And that's exactly what traders who make predictions do. Because the result of a trade losing based on a prediction then makes it feel like you were wrong. But trading isn't about being right or wrong at all. It's following a process over time where probability plays out positively. And it's very difficult to consistently follow a repeatable process if you feel like you're doing something wrong every time a trade loses. We're humans at the end of the day. We don't like to be wrong. And when we are, we don't keep doing the same thing over and over again. If you touch fire, it hurts, but you wouldn't keep touching it because you know it hurts. The process only works if it's applied consistently. Same criteria every time, same risk every time, same decision-making process every single time. Because the probability isn't in any single trade. It's in what 100 trades produce when the same process is applied accurately throughout. Now, gamblers rely on hope and prediction. A trader with a genuine process and real evidence behind it doesn't need the next trade to win. They just need to keep applying the same process over again and again and let the probabilities play out over time. That's what separates trading from gambling. Not the charts, not the strategy, the process behind it and the consistency with which it gets applied. So the question you should be asking yourself isn't where is price going next? It's this. Is there a price level on this chart with real historical evidence of interest? And is the current price far enough away from it to make it a trade worth taking? Yes or no? That's the entire decision. No predictions, no indicators, no confirmation needed, no economic calendar, no guessing what the central bank is going to do next. Just evidence of what price has already done and whether the setup is worth the risk. I spent years believing that knowing price direction was the only way, because it was the only version of trading that anyone was showing us. The shift wasn't finding a new strategy, it was understanding what trading actually is. Once that clicked, the indicators, the predictions, none of it made sense anymore, because none of it was ever necessary. If you've been trading for a while and you're still inconsistent, still spending hours at the chart, still making emotional decisions, still not understanding why the results don't reflect the effort, there's a good chance you're built on the same wrong foundation I was. There is another way to trade to make money, and it makes a lot more sense than anything the industry has been showing you. If you actually want to trade without predicting just like real traders, make sure to subscribe, like and comment where I'm sharing it all. And this is trading what you see, not what you think.